Hey, this is Coach Shanti, and today we're going to talk to Dawn Semple from A+Tutoring. So, Dawn, tell us a little bit about A+Tutoring Agency.
Good morning. A+ Tutoring Agency is a group of teachers who have come together to try to bridge the gap between students who need help with their academic studies and teachers who have both the qualifications and the experience to meet that need of the student. We also try to ensure that our students get as much attention as possible from these teachers so that they're not huddled in a classroom with 100 students and they cannot express themselves. So A+ Tutoring is one of the best on the market in Guyana in order to meet the needs of our students out there.
So, Dawn, tell me about the different classes or subjects, and how are you? What are you offering to our students in Ghana? And is it only to Ghana?
Well, no, I'm happy you asked that question. So A+ Tutoring started off with just the secondary classes, and by popular demand, if you could say that, our parents have been asking us to also consider the primary as well as the sixth form level, and also we assist adults. So within the last month or so, we have opened up our services to meet the needs of primary students, sixth form students, as well as adults who might need the extra help. We also have students overseas who have been tapping into this service and are absolutely loving it because they are doing far better with the teachers that we have provided. Also, we give more than just the classroom experience. We give private tutoring to those persons who would like to have a one-on-one session or a small group, like two or three students to a teacher. So whatever your need, we try to meet.
So that sounds like a personalized service.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. So, Don, tell me why should, during this COVID, many of the schools had to go online. And I know one of the school is yours. So why should people use your school compared to a next school?
Well, as we said, some schools have not been able to meet their students at the level of their need. That is, they're not able to send out their classes on time, or they're not able to send out the material that the students need. Um, Also, we have uh, classes that are physical that are out there. We do not subscribe to that at this moment because we want to keep our students safe. So we are big on safety. And also, we have small classes. And that's a big thing because many persons do offer classes, but their classes are so huge that the children are not able to grasp on their level what they need in order to understand the material being offered. So
So
we're different in that way.
yeah, great. If you were to say what is your number one challenge being online or having a school in online, what would you say is that?
I think it's the same challenge all of us would have who are teaching online. It's so much more difficult to teach online because you're never sure if the student is there. Even if you can see the student, you're not sure if they're with you in terms of doing the work unless you're constantly calling on them. And so, it's different when you're actually in the classroom The teacher is able to tell how much the student is grasping if they really understand, because they can check the books, they make eye contact, and they can constantly, they could put them in groups, ask questions and so on. It's different on the virtual. Um, so that's a challenge for us, and we have been trying hard as a group of teachers to try and overcome that challenge by implementing different pieces of advice offered by the Ministry of Education and other colleagues who have been working that way for years.
Okay. So I know that sometimes the teachers them would just call out the students and keep them more active, as in asking them questions to know that they're there and stuff like
Yes.
that. Yes. So don't tell me about this picture that we have on the screen here.
Right. So this is just a sample of our students who wrote the last CXC exam, and that was they were the first to experience this whole pandemic thing and learning online. These students have done exceptionally well. Um, some have only done one or two subjects with us, and that's another thing that we offer to the public as well. You do not have to do a whole 10 subjects or so on, just the subjects that are giving you a problem. And so some started late, some were there with us for 2 years, and these students have all passed the subjects that they did with us. Even the ones who came in very late and just did two subjects, they still were managed to get a grade 3 in the circumstances. And we know how terrible that was. No work was coming from school. And basically they had to they were trying to do it all alone, but when they linked up with us, our teachers actually were jostling for time to work from very early in the morning, sometimes at sunrise, and some of these students were working way into the night. Sometimes some of them coming on to exam were working past midnight with their teachers to ensure that they covered all the work, especially those who came in late to the classes. So I don't advise persons to come in late because it's very hard, but we managed to pull all our students through this year that came on with us and stayed on with us. Um, one or two of them dropped out because they didn't have the equipment and so on, but those who persevered were able to pull through.
Yep. That is great. And Don, I know that it's not only, the young students. I think you catered for a different age. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, we also have adults at various levels. Some who never wrote exams before, some who dropped out of school in the primary level. So um, it's a challenge. That's part of our challenge, is to bring them up from where they would have dropped off from school to where they want to be at the CXC level. And we have given them and ourselves the challenge to complete all of that in 2 years for every class. So we're having great fun. Those who have joined us on that class, we're on from 5 in the morning every day to try and push in that 1 hour, just 1 hour of work before they dash off to work or look after their children and send them off to school and so on. We know how adults are busy. So that's for math, and in the evenings when they're in from work, there are other subjects that they may like to do, and the teachers are there ready and waiting to help.
So, Don, what is the oldest student you have in your school?
Beautiful. My oldest student is 98 years old, believe it or not. And
Wow.
she really wanted that challenge of trying to see if she can do CXC math at her age. So her name is Lorraine Mitchell. Some persons might know her because she's popular in her circle. But she has challenged herself to do CXC math, and she's 98 years old. We have other students that in their 60s, but the majority are in their late 20s to 40s. That's the majority of the adult students.
Yep, and that is encouraging because I know some of our adults may not have the opportunity to further their education or complete their education at high school or so. And I'm glad that you have a school that has dedicated teachers wanting to help them to realize that dream. And so that is so great. So Don, what would you advise our listening public here this morning?
Well, um, many of our students, or all of our students, have their own way of learning. And for many parents, they don't understand that. They might think that the child is just dull, whereby the child might not be dull. It's just that they have a different way of learning to what is being offered in the classroom, probably at school. And so we try to explore all the different methods of learning. And so my advice to our parents out there is to try and find a teacher who matches their teaching methods with the way their student learns. Or if it's an adult, same thing. Some persons can just listen to me speak and they would grasp, but others would need to see something done practically, might need me to do something with kitchen tools or fruit or something. So we mix it up and try to make it fun that persons would use the experience that they have and bring it to the classroom so that they would understand what the topic is really trying to bring over to them.
Okay, great, Don. I am so proud of what you guys are doing, in this school here. And tell us, as in the public, how can we get onto you? I know there's some numbers rolling at the bottom of the screen, but you can share also.
Okay, well, in our office number is 227-6712, but as we said, we're not there anymore for a while now since the pandemic. We only get out there on Friday afternoons between 3 and 5 for those parents who insist that they want to see us in person. Apart from that, you can get me at any time on my cell phone, 617-6545. And I can put you on to whichever is the needed teacher. I can get the number for you and you can access the teacher that is needed.
Okay, Don. So thank you, Don. We're going to keep, the public updated as we see this school keep growing and the new, areas that you keep adding. And so thank you so much for your service and all the best. So I'm going to leave this little video with you guys that you can see our teachers and a little bit of A+ tutoring.
Yes, before we go, I would like to also let the public know that we are offering for the holidays. We're putting out there for the holidays the gift of education. Many of us try to find gifts for our children, and our children have suffered really badly not being in school for a long period of time. So we're offering package of the gift of education to the public out there in the primary and the secondary and the sixth form levels. And anyone who would like to sponsor a child to be able to come on these classes, we are going to welcome that. We welcome that. We want to help our students. So we welcome you doing that. You can just send the name of the student and you pay for the classes for the student, and we will teach that student for the period you have paid for. So that would be their gift for the holidays and probably the term or the year, how much ever you can afford.
That is great. Christmas gifts this year is going to be totally different. Yes,
Yes.
but indeed, guys, there are many students who maybe can't afford to be online in a class. And if you can assist a student I do believe even just an impact in one person's life is worth
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So reach out to Dawn and see how you can actually assist the students and make this happen for them. So thank you, Dawn.
Thank you, Coach Shanti.
Very good.
To
Take
13,
care.
that is primary, secondary, and sixth form. If achieving good results seem like stress, come, let us cover your progress to success. Our team of tutors are all graduates and are experienced in a range of schools and in a variety of subjects. Our pass rates are 90 to 100% each year, boasting valedictorians and top students far and near. Our classes are both physical and virtual, and our staff are supportive, fun, but yet serious. Call us at 617-6545. We help you win one step at a time.